This is Sid and Friends in the morning.
77 WABC.
Let him finish the job. He doesn't want to do it. He's become like a Palestinian, but they don't like him because he's a very bad Palestinian. He's a weak one.
I love that. He's become a bad Palestinian. President Trump last night. My brother-in-law, Albert Baker, makes a good point. I wanted to say this early on. For all the hysteria about CNN and fake Tapper and Dana Ass, it turns out they're actually pretty good last night. I had no issue with the moderators. None. I thought they were fair. They did not, in my opinion, treat one guy any better or any worse than the other. So what Tapper and Bash, I was okay with them. This guy I love does a tremendous job early in the morning on Fox News with my friend Carly Shimkus, making his second appearance on Sid and Friends in the morning, the very smart and entertaining Todd Piro. Todd, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Good morning, and what a beatdown last night. The debate was also a beatdown. My God, what is happening? Can we just quickly I am sad because when I wake up in the morning and I look at the score, that determines whether or not I'm going to have a good day or not. And right now, you look at Carlos Rodon getting lit up, Luis Hill. They bring Garrett Cole back. They go 9 out of 11 losses. It has to stop, and it has to stop now. And to your point, J.D. Davis is not the answer. But you didn't bring me on to talk about the Yankees.
I was wondering. I mean, did you think that Boomer and Gio just called you?
Right. Well played. But going to the debate, I think you led into me with a really good point. Jake Tapper, fellow Dartmouth College alum Jake Tapper, I thought did a really good job last night. I thought Dana Bash did a great job as well. They did the job that you have come to expect from the media, or at least came to expect from the media 40 years ago. It's just in the intervening decades where they have gone completely batty and fell victim to Trump derangement syndrome. At least for one night, they brought it back to reality. They brought it back to the center. They brought it back to normalcy. But, Sid, ... was this all part of the plan? Embarrass Joe Biden so that you could more easily replace him at the convention. We had Tommy Lahren on the program. She said, this isn't a shock. This is the plan playing out. What do you think about that, Sid?
I think it's ridiculous. I like Tommy. She's cute, but I'm not a big conspiracy theorist. I think the Democrats were literally shocked and saddened from what they saw last night. They didn't throw him out there to prove to the world he can't do it. They were hoping he could. They were hoping for the same guy we saw at the State of the Union. There were plenty of Democrats, she's right, that didn't want him to run before last night. But to say it's a concerted effort to put him out there and embarrass himself, that's where you start taking conspiracy theories to the next level. But I will say this. Watching CNN, they did find a way, people like David Axelrod, Todd, to say things like, well, it was an awful night for Biden, but if you just watched the policies, he actually did pretty well. Now, look, for me, abortion should have been a slam dunk win for Joe Biden last night. He didn't win that argument. I thought Donald Trump won that argument. So when Axelrod and others talk about Biden being pretty good on policy despite his dismal performance, what policy are they talking about?
And also, January 6th, how did Biden lose January 6th and abortion? Like, those are the two feathers that the Democrats think they have in their cap, and they lost both of those in addition to all the other policy positions. Look, I will say it wasn't a perfect night for Donald Trump. I wanted to hear more policy specifics from Donald Trump because he has them in his back pocket. He can use them, and I don't think he went to the well on policy enough. But at the end of the night, did he have to? I mean, he won the night hands down just by letting Joe Biden be. If he wants to cement the win, and I don't count anything until the votes are counted, but if he wants to cement it, talk from now until November 5th about policy, what you are going to do. I think we've made the point. There's really no choice between who you can vote for commander-in-chief. You have one guy who goes up there and can actually deliver a sentence and looks vibrant, and then you have another guy who shouldn't have been out there and whose wife, Jill Biden, Dr. Jill Biden, shouldn't have allowed him out there. But to cement the victory, Trump needs to talk more on policy because
that's
he
fine.
has all the great ideas.
That's fine, Todd. I mean, look, I think Trump spent a lot of time going back to the previous statement to defend himself because for folks that are saying this morning Trump was mean last night, I wasn't watching the same debate. I thought Biden was constantly on attack, calling Trump a whiner, a liar, all these things that he continued to go to time and time again. And where I disagree with you is the biggest issue in this country today is not abortion. Okay, folks, I'm sorry. It's not even the economy. The biggest issue in the country, in the world today is the border. And I thought Donald Trump absolutely demolished Joe Biden on his border policy. I think he pointed out by remaining in Mexico and other things that he did with the Mexican president, how well he did. So the biggest issue in the world last night, I thought Donald Trump did a terrific job.
I agree with you on the immigration front, and I do agree that right now it is the number one issue because it affects all other. But on the economy, I wanted to hear more specifics. Heck, on abortion, I wanted to hear more specifics.
But listen, on abortion, he did say he was there for the exceptions, rape and incest, and, of course, the mother's life. He also said, I'm a 16-week guy. Don't forget, Joe Biden lied last night. He said 6 weeks.
Horrible.
No, that was DeSantis, not Trump.
Right. And the Biden lies continued well after the debate. I don't know. Did you get that release from the DNC or the Biden campaign listing the 50 lies that Trump told in the debate? They weren't lies. They were facts that we have reported as facts. So that, to me, was another takeaway that not enough people are talking about. Everybody's focusing on Joe Biden's senility. They're not talking about the fact that when he had the ability to have a cogent thought, Joe Biden out and out lied, and that's his defensive mechanism. When he knows he's beat or he has nothing else or can't find the words, he just accuses the other person of being a liar. And that continued with the quote-unquote sane people, the people that have their mental faculties that hand out those press releases, that disseminate those press releases, calling the things that Trump said a lie. It wasn't a lie. Donald Trump did a good job positioning himself last night. He didn't do a perfect job. I'm going to stick with that. But again, at the end of the day, did it matter? Did it matter? Joe Biden showed the world he cannot do another 4 months, much less another 4 years.
Maybe 4 hours. In the final 40 seconds, Todd Piro, he's terrific, folks, every early morning on Fox News. For all these Democrats that want Joe Biden to step down today and they want to replace him, I need a name. I'm going to ask every guest this today. I need a name outside Michelle Obama who becomes a worthy competitor to Donald Trump outside of Michelle.
Gavin Newsom said, I'm just saying, he said, I will not turn my back to the president. He did not say he's not going to accept the nomination.
Right.
Listen to the words.
No, I know. You're right. But Gavin Newsom destroyed the state of California. Destroyed it.
I get it. But it highlights their lack of bench. Whereas if Trump went down tomorrow, you've got your DeSantis. Some people even would think Nikki Haley. You have all these people that are being vetted for vice president. Who do the Democrats have? It ain't Kamala.
That's for sure. I don't know if you saw her interview with Anderson Cooper on CNN.
Even she admitted this isn't good. And Anderson Cooper, again, to his credit, to CNN's credit, I don't know, maybe they're trying to chip away at the Fox audience. He held her feet to the fire.
He did. No, he did. He did. I mean, at one point he did say that Joe Biden didn't punch back enough on Trump's lies. He did say that to Kamala. But he did put her feet to the fire. Todd, you got to come back more often. You really do. You're great. Thank you for stopping by this morning. Have yourself a great weekend. We'll do this again very soon, pal.
We're going to get you on my show with Carly. That's going to be the real event.
I will come into the city instead of 5 o'clock at like 4:30 and make sure I'm in studio with you. And I'm telling you, at the risk of sounding like Donald Trump, you'll get the best ratings you've had in years.
Oh, very Trumpian statement. I love it.
Todd, have a great weekend, pal.
You too.
That's the great Todd Piro. He's really good. He's funny. He's entertaining. He's smart. Has a law background. Check him out early morning alongside Carly Shimkus on Fox News.